Hi, my name is Nicklaus Brincka. I go to Syracuse University. I'm part of the New York Beta chapter of Phi Kappa Psi, and I was initiated in 2017. My family is kind of a crazy mess, but basically my parents are split. They got divorced when I was 3 years old, and so ever since then they both got remarried. And I have 4 siblings, 2 on my dad's, 2 on my mom's. On my dad's side I have an older stepsister and a younger brother, and then on my mom's side I have an older brother and younger brother. I would say that coming to Syracuse, joining Phi Psi, definitely gave me more of a sense of like family and stability, especially just because it's been 2 years now, and you know it's always been there, and this is probably going to be the longest I've stayed in a place before. I would say the personal struggle that I've faced to date would be joining the Army. Going to basic training and actually getting that oh wow moment, I'm here, like this isn't a joke anymore. I joined the military. I went to basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, and at that point I'd never been east of Nevada. I mean, honestly, the first few days that I got there, I was like, I don't know if this is even what I want to do, if this is for me, if this is something I want to put my life path on. Every day, having the people around me was really nice. Joining the Army, you got that like sense of brotherhood, sisterhood. Like everyone shares the uniform. We all have U.S. Army across our chests. If you meet someone who's in the military, you have that bond and that connection right away, which is something I immediately felt with Phi Psi. Going to like one of the officer trainings and just going there, and it's like everyone is a member and they like share that similar experience and connection. Coming from the Army and then joining Phi Psi here at Syracuse, my biggest takeaway for that would be probably taking my leadership skills that I learned pretty early on in life, like as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, eventually becoming like a team leader, being in charge of 4 or 5 soldiers at a time, taking those leadership skills like smaller level, and then coming over to a bigger organization where there's 80 brothers, and kind of having to be a good example, and then coming to Phi Psi allowed me to kind of hone those skills in. Being a Phi Psi to me is something that I really embodied from the creed, which is being a gentleman. Seeing the guys who joined with me and the guys who just joined last year hone those skills and become like an example for people on campus, the way they conduct themselves and hold themselves to a higher standard is something that I really like embodied and love about being a Phi Psi. Learning about Hunter started off during the rush process, looking at all the options. That was something that the brothers talked about a lot. It just recently happened. So it happened that summer before the school year that I started. And so it was really fresh on everyone's mind. And then that fall, before I rushed in the spring, that fall, Vinny also passed away from a distracted driving incident. So at that point, they had 2 missing brothers. Seeing how strong the connection was between the brothers and this incident that happened was something that is so important. I think is such a great part of being a member of Phi Kappa Psi. We do Safe Driving Week now for Hunter and Vinny, and we try and raise money to help bring awareness, because this was such a tragedy to the members of the house, and seeing how much it impacted them, how we wouldn't want that to happen to anyone else. I wanted to apply for the scholarship to see if I could study abroad, and I wouldn't have the funds to do it normally, so getting a scholarship like this will allow me to either study abroad or at least go visit my brothers who are abroad, or even do a summer study abroad through Syracuse University. When I get to see the Watsons at GAC, I'm just excited to meet them and see how much this means to them, and the fact that they chose Phi Psi to do a scholarship through is something that just attests to how strong the brotherhood is. It's so cool to see that the father-son legacy, and how it must have been so important to his dad that Hunter wanted to join the same fraternity, and it must have been such an impact that helped to build a young man. I would share with my younger brothers who are following my footsteps and making their way through college and Phi Psi that whatever it is, if you're in class or if you're in a club sport or an organization, that you just be the person that embodies the whole creed and comes together and is that gentleman and is someone that holds themselves to a higher standard. Phi Kappa Psi, leaders made here.